Hello, everyone, and welcome to Metaphysical Communion 16. Happy Valentine's Day and happy Valentine's readings. I am DeAngelis Colon. I'm your host for this evening, and I will be doing readings this evening on love, relationships, matters of the heart. So welcome all of you. Glad that I'm finally on. As usual, little technical difficulty getting up and running, but finally I'm here. Now, I rely on all of you as always to let me know if you can see and hear me clearly, okay? So I'm gonna wait, for comments to come in, and hopefully we can get started that way. So I'm also viewing on two other sources here on Facebook to see if I'm coming through. Let me just push myself back so you can see me fully here, first of all. Okay, there I am. And at least I know I can see myself well. And I'm waiting to see if I can see myself on my other platforms on the cell phone as well as on the other system. And hello, people, there you are. I see a few comments already. Very good, excellent. Okay, so let me just check my other platforms and we'll get started with the readings quickly, okay? Because we don't want to run more behind than we have already. So let me catch myself here and see what we've got. I know I'm on in one area. Want to make sure I've got it in the other one. And let's see. So I'm waiting for that to come on. I hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. It's a beautiful night here in New York City. I think it might still be in the 50s, or at least certainly the upper 40s. It's been an unusually warm winter day, very bright and sunny and lovely. So we're very lucky to have that for this, at least for the first portion of the weekend. I understand that for Valentine's Day itself on Monday, it will be quite different. And we're going to be back into the chill zone, once again. So we're going to be celebrating all weekend long for Valentine's since this year. The holiday came on a Monday. So that way, this is the weekend of love and romance and all good things, celebrating those that we love and giving them, just what they deserve, a lot of affection, a lot of honor, celebration as they need and as they deserve. So we're very lucky, for that. I'm just checking into my systems here and making sure that things are up and running well. For that, I'm just checking into my systems here. Very good. And I can see that that's coming through. Okay. So let's check comments to see if I'm getting any. Here we go. And thank you, people. We have a good amount of people here. And we have Chali. And thank you for joining. You're new here with the program. And thank you. Thank you about my hair. I appreciate it, Shaylee. And there's Sherry. Hi, Sherry. How are you? Good to see you. It's been a while. I know I haven't broadcast in quite some time. Things have been a bit busy. But luckily, I did want to do this program. I've been announcing it for at least a month already. So we're here. Things are set. And we're just going to get a little bit more of an audience going because he just finally arrived. And I'm just glad the connections are good. I can see them from here as well. So they're nice and clear. So since we've started a little bit behind schedule, I guess the best thing to do is to get going with your questions. Love and romance is the theme tonight. It is Valentine's after all. And I'm certainly dressed for the occasion, as you can see, in Valentine's red. And it's a very lovely weekend. We have a lot of positive energies this year for Valentine's. I've been sensing that for quite a while, that this is going to be a very joyous, very exciting time for Valentine's this year. We have Venus working very well, astrologically speaking, and Mars also be coming in beautifully as well. And those two have been known always to be quite compatible. And in Greek mythology, they are Aphrodite and the god of war, Ares. and they've always been very passionate with one another. And they are working beautifully and closely, this year, which adds to this incredible, energy that we're experiencing this year with love and romance. And we're hoping that you are all experiencing wonderful things with love, with relationships, with romance. And we're here this evening to connect, with spirit and provide you, help, guidance, information that might be helpful for you, relating, to these, questions of love and Valentines. So please, those of you who are out there watching, if you'd like to start with your questions, and we will address them, for you, accordingly. So I'll wait for the first question to come in. I'm checking in, here in the wall, in the chat wall here, to see who's the first question, okay? And we will get started. And let's see. So I gave you a bit of information regarding astrology, how things are going. This is a very positive month, also fortunately. We had a bit of a rough start with the year in January, and some of the energies there were a bit problematic, a bit heavy. And then, of course, we also had Mercury in retrograde, starting pretty much at the beginning of the year. And now, fortunately, that is done, and we're out of that since February the 3rd. And we've also had Venus in retrograde for several weeks, ending last year and finally going direct, just about a week ago, maybe possibly 2 weeks ago, finally in January or so also. So we had a few of those important planets that affect us greatly, the close planets to us, which are, of course, Mercury and Venus, in retrograde, which affected a lot of things, even relationships could have been affected because Venus rules relationship, love, romance. And Mercury, of course, is communications, as many of you are familiar with. So you have those two things going awry there and slowed down and not working to our benefit. Problems, difficulties can arise, from that. Miscommunications, problems with relationships, problems with misunderstanding. At the same time, it's a good way to see if this is a relationship, for instance, that's just best for us. Is it time to continue with this relationship, or is it time to, let's say, farewell? Maybe it's not really what it's meant to be. Or maybe we can work this out. It may be a bit difficult, but again, that's up to you. Those energies presented themselves to present what's important, what matters for you. And now that we're direct, you have a clearer vision of how things are going. You might have made some important decisions, during this time period. You may have decided to continue with your relationship, work it out, see that it was the best thing after all. It is the right one or the right thing to do. Or you may have ended your relationship or relationships and see that there's something more out there for you, perhaps even better out there for you. This is what the planets do for us. Even when they're in, let's say, more negative positions, they're in the heavens, it's all about getting us to see what we need to do, giving us a clearer view of what is in our lives, what we have to focus on, what we have to do to make it better for ourselves, to make us truly happy, to see the light, see reality, see truth, and see what we need to do. It's all about improving your life. And again, even though it's difficult aspects, it's there to get you to open your eyes, see what you need to do, see what needs to be fixed, see what needs to change. And that's instrumental in helping you have a happy and healthy life. So hopefully, that is what's worked out, and we're still in the process because we're just still direct, just a few days. So we're still adjusting to the energies here, having clearer minds, once again, having things working in our favor once again, having those planets, Mercury and Venus, running normally, once again, going direct and being of true aid, for us. So this is good to know. So let's see, here we even have my first question of the evening. And we have Chaley. Do I have anything coming up in my love life? Okay, Chaley, let's tune in for you for that one and see what needs to be done here, okay? So we're going to connect with you spiritually, first of all. And we're going to tune in. Well, you have, number one, first of all, spiritually speaking, there's good support for you. This is very good to experience, number one. And in regards to relationship, of course, those in spirit that are there are wanting the best for you. They're very close to you, wanting the best for you, watching out for you, for your well-being. It's about having hope. It's about being open. You're a very warm person, first of all, from what they're telling me. There's a great deal of warmth, a great deal of caring, for you. It's a very young energy with you also, too. I don't know exactly what your age is, but it feels like a very youthful energy with you, a lot of hope and just wanting what is best for you in regards to a good relationship finally for you. The opportunities are there from what I'm getting a sense of. Opportunities are there. It's about you taking a chance, getting out there, meeting, people, giving them a chance, being honest with yourself, give them enough time, give yourself enough time to get to know people well. It shouldn't take that long for you, actually. And that way, that will let you know if this is the right one for me or not. And then move along. I sense there are several opportunities for you coming up, especially in the next few months, this year in particular. I don't get a sense immediately, and from what they're showing me, that you're going to meet someone like right away, like real soon, the next few weeks or so. It's going to take some time, for you. Because now it's about focusing on connecting with the right one, the person who's going to treat you well, who's going to respect you, who's going to appreciate you for you, not just for physical attraction exclusively. Someone who's, that is compatible, with you, that that you'll be able to get along well and have a good, strong relationship, kinks and all, but that takes time. So, Chaley, from what I see here, and what they're showing me, you're going to have opportunities to meet several people throughout the year, which is a good thing, actually. And be patient, give yourself time to connect with the right one. You will know it. And it will be mutual. It's just going to take a while. So I hope you do have the patience, to do that. And I hope you're not in a rush, because it will be worth it, in the long run. So I feel something will materialize that's more concrete in regards to love and relationship for you later in the year. So let's talk about maybe more like during the fall, the second half of the year, towards more like in the fall area is when I get a sense of things. That doesn't mean that you won't be having fun and going out. You certainly will. And you will be meeting several people actually throughout the year and having dates. So you'll have, a fun time, which is a good thing, through the summer, and making those proper connections, meeting in person is the best thing. And I feel that's always going to be for you. It's about meeting in person, especially, not necessarily over, online, or having connections with other people introducing you. I mean, that could be helpful too, but you'll be meeting others one-on-one. That way you'll get a good sense of who they are directly and get a good feel, for them, and know, if this is good for you, if they're not good for you, etc. So that's what I'm predicting for you right now. I feel more like in the fall, especially once again. So you'll see the energy starting to change for you in a more positive way. And I feel that by November will be an important month for you regarding meeting someone that you can take more seriously, and where you'll consider, this is somebody I think I want to get to know more, and see, hopefully they'll want to know me more too, and see where we can go, in this area. So that's what I'm connecting with you at this time, okay? So we have that there for you. So next question, let's see, I'm going to go down the line here a bit. So there's someone here named Robert who's asking, what is the trans and transpsychic? That is easy. That is, I feel that my life here, my existence here on earth is like a journey. And it's like a roller coaster in a way, like a train. So it's going from one place to another, to another, to another. And that's like almost like a train ride. You're going from one destination to another and to another. And it's going from life to life to lifetime here, different experiences, different connections with people, different periods of time. So it's like a transatlantic journey in a way. So I've always liked trains because they just seem to me, they seem to ground you much more than an airplane, because that's in the air, much more than a boat, because that's, again, the water. But trains are basically land, and it's about being grounded. And since we live more on land than anywhere else, it makes sense that your life is going to progress and be involved with where you are, where you're at, where your 2 feet are firmly, on the ground. And it's a journey, and it's a trip, and things change and shift. So it's like you go from one place to another in your life, your experience. So it's like a great big transatlantic journey, like an express train, because it moves, and it can move pretty fast from one point to another. So that's why I've called my page, Psychic Express, because when you're a psychic, you get to meet a lot of fascinating people, have a lot of incredible experiences, live and dead. And you get to see a lot of things that the usual person doesn't. And it is like a great big trip, like a great big journey. So that's why I called myself, and the page here, Psychic Express. So that should answer your question. Now, Valerie, hello, Valerie, how are you? And here we go. Well, Valerie, let's see. Let's see what we've got going here. So let's see. Just looking down the wall for before I answer your question, Valerie. Here we go. So you're looking for your silver knight. And that's interesting. That came up earlier for me for some reason, regarding a knight in armor, or especially silver armor for some reason. And I'm seeing and connecting for you, this seems to be more actually a message that is meant for you. So that's why that was coming in earlier today, or so, about a knight in silver, in this case, silver armor, because it's not anymore knight in shining armor. It's about silver, which is shiny and bright, but it's also someone that's more solid, more concrete, more real. And that's what you're looking for, that one and only, which we've known for quite a while already. And it's just taken quite a long, long time, for that. And it's about you loosening up and opening yourself up more in regards to meeting people, and not be so anxious about meeting people, or when you meet someone that you may find an attraction for. It's not about so much about being so worried about, is this it? Is this the one? It's about just relaxing, taking it easy, and see where it goes with that person, and eliminate the pressure of wanting to be so badly in a relationship, because that will tend to like come through, and it can just kind of like cause rifts, in a relationship or so, really energetically speaking. And the last thing you want to do is cause any kind of, let's say, energetic disturbance, from coming in and interfering, especially when we're trying to connect with someone new in this case. So that's what I see, with you here, especially as I'm reading you and picking up on your energy, especially. That's what's coming through here. And it's, it's about, meeting with the right people, obviously, but just really focusing, first of all, on connecting with the right people, which I have a feeling you're working very hard on trying to do, number one. And two, it's just, again, just go and relax into the entire experience. Don't expect more than what you think you're going to get at the beginning, especially. You can't rush into things. You can't be so hopeful that then when it doesn't really work out or so, then it's a big letdown. Because then that disturbs our energy. It causes, well, it's a disappointment. it brings our energy down. It brings our hopes, our wishes, down. And we don't want to be experiencing that, do we? We want to be up and positive and realistic. And when it comes to relationships, especially in the last few years, there's so much difficulty in the world. Never mind about the pandemic. It's just about people going haywire and out of their minds, it seems. It's especially, important to be as grounded and as real as possible, and really seeing into a person and seeing if this person is really someone I want to get to know more. Is this really somebody that I will be able to connect with in all areas of my life? And do they reciprocate, those feelings in return? And it's very important to recognize that also, but seeing that a person is genuine in the way they're behaving toward you, and that they're genuinely interested in you, and that they will, want to connect with you, not you having to constantly being the one to call them, or being, trying to invite them to things, that they are just as much reciprocating and wanting to connect with you and call you and connect with you, genuinely speaking. So that's where that goes with that one, Valerie, for you. Hello, Stephen, how are you? It's good to see you after a while. Okay. Well, let's see. In regards to this question for you, there seems to be some new energy or some new thoughts regarding this person for you, number one. So immediately what first comes to mind here, and it's like there's new thoughts, new energies here. It almost feels like a new person in a way that you're interested in. And yet at the same time, it may not be, maybe someone you've been interested in for quite a while. But to me, there's like a new perception regarding this person, and something fresh and new. Again, because I keep getting that, so I have to keep repeating it over and over again. And for you, it's about just trying to establish the connection with this person and see how they react. And know that you'll know if they're really interested in wanting to connect with you or not. There hasn't been enough there, I have a feeling they're done, where it's really like, you don't know for sure, or if it is, you're not really seeing what you're hoping for. You're just hoping a little bit too much. And you got to find out for sure, 100%, if this person is really into you and would like to really know more about you, and really is interested, in wanting to establish more of a connection, with you. I'm getting a feeling there's something here that's a little like disconnected, like a little off somehow, that not enough information, is really there yet. There hasn't been enough of a connection yet to really know this 100% for sure. And you as well need to like calm down about this and not think that, it's not going to happen for me. There's always someone for everyone, as long as you're really genuine and really, really wanting it to be, and that it's healthy and good. And that's what I feel, for you. You need someone who's really going to be compatible with you, Stephen. They really have to be able to understand you and get you, and vice versa. You're not the usual person. Your mind tends to go in areas and things that most people, don't find interesting or are not really there or so. You have a different view of things, in the world. So because of that, you need somebody who's going to be able to really be understanding of that and kind of get you where you're at. So a lot of times when people are different or unique, it is more of a challenge to be able to find someone who can meet those expectancies, who is up there in that same way, with you, or at least who can understand it or get it. for you. So that's why it's been a bit difficult, for you get to connect. So it's about just being open. Don't give in to disappointment. You are another person who also needs to relax about these situations and not worry so much about, will I ever connect with someone? Will I ever meet the right one? You're very young yet, and you have a lot of time still. And it's about calming down in this area and calming down yourself, also. Because the more calm you are with yourself, the more that comes through, the more people will be able to feel comfortable, with you. If you're too intense or come on too, that tends to put off people a little bit like, and kind of like, not that you're meaning to, but it can be a bit intimidating, to others. So be aware of that, okay? And once you're just you, relax and be yourself, honey, the rest will open up and it'll come through. It'll start to open the door more for you, okay? So we've got you there. And hi, Zia, how are you? Good to see you here. I'm glad. I know you were on the thing a little earlier, right? At Continuity. So I hope things went well there this evening. I hope you and Chris are recuperating from the experiences of the past week. There, I know I've been following you there. That was really something, wasn't it? So, but luckily both of you seem to handle things really, really, really well. You didn't panic, it seemed, at least not, not that I could tell. And you did what you had to do. And you got things, up and running again and just right. So hopefully things are nice and dry, the way they need to be, okay? So I hope things are, are almost back to normal for you. You are very welcome, Stephen. I appreciate you for always coming on whenever I'm, doing programs here and readings, for people out there. So I'm very appreciative of those who follow me here every time when I do, spot readings. And like, for instance, Sherry and Valerie, of course, and Stephen, who have been, here before a lot, and now Zia as well. So I appreciate all of you, for this. And Spirit certainly is working with us. There's a lot of good positive energy this year for Valentines. So there's a lot of hope out there. And it's about, being open. And as simple as this sounds, it's about having fun. This year, it's about having fun in the ways that you can do it safely, of course. And it is a very happy time. A whimsical energy is around us. Cupid is in the air, or as we know him in mythology as Eros, but he's also known as Cupid in Roman mythology. And I just seem to, I follow more of the Greek tradition of things and Greek mythologicals. So I always refer to them more through their Grecian, names, because that seems to be more of the original names, even though for many of these mythologicals, as I'll call them this evening, they can go further back in history, and they were known by other cultures and other names. And each succeeding culture or major culture in the world in their respective time periods would appropriate these mythologicals, and they would place them into their frame of culture and their names and fit in with what their understanding of their world was at that time. But for me, because I have such a strong affinity for Greek history and Greek mythology and the Greek culture, I always, call upon them in that manner at that period, of time. And because I've had experiences with them as well, I have very close association, with them for many, many years. And so I always, connect with them in the Grecian tradition, and especially. So we have that going on there. So I'm glad I've been able to address several of your questions this evening, metaphysically speaking. And we're going to connect you a little bit more here. Stephen, if you're still on, and I hope you are, I'm getting a little bit more of an energy for you this evening. I'm getting off a little bit off tonight's topic, but I'm receiving some messages for you here. I hope you're still on. And it's about getting away from the main topic this evening, because they are presenting this. And it's really from past to present to future for you. So this is relating in several ways for you here. It's about, with you, it's about travel for some reason. So there's something relating to movement and going in a new direction, a different direction. Some new energies coming for you, especially. You're relating to employment and work, especially. You may have been contemplating for a while about changing jobs, changing environments, destinations, for you. That seems to be important. You're anxious to get moving and moving in a faster direction. You need more. You want to be in a higher level of things regarding career and finances, especially. That seems to be very important at this time for you, and there's a good direction of movement heading in that way. Energy is coming in that's going to propel you, or even kind of, you maybe feel being pushed into moving into doing more, other things that you need to do. It's time. You've done this enough already. You need to go forward and do more, especially for the future, because I see that there's opportunities there for you to accomplish more and be able to do more. Once you work out several kinks that you have with yourself or so, you're needing to move and progress more in the area of, again, of career, finances, and there's opportunity or experiences that are coming that could be opening up for you in that way. So be aware of that. There's an anxiety there with you that needs to happen, that needs to move you. It's almost like you're being pushed, because you need to be pushed, into these areas to do this, also. So be aware of that, okay? So if you feel that already, if you've been feeling that, which you should be, or so, especially lately in the last few weeks or so, listen to that spirit guiding you and telling you, that it's time to move forward, move more. And take heed of that. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, and start moving in that direction. Do what you need to do. Get out there and see what you need to do. They're helping you. And don't stay in one place. Time to keep going, time to progress, time to move on for your future and for your life. So I hope you were still on, and I hope you got that message, okay? That just came in suddenly for you, okay? So we got that there, good. Now, I'm glad that our connections are good finally. It took me a while, but the connections are here. And let's see, I'm waiting for any other questions or so to come in here. Okay, we got moving along. So I'm just coming down the chat wall here. And moving along, let's see what else. Okay, so right now we're just waiting for more questions to come in, more opportunities. So I advise all of you out there, especially in regards to wanting to find a new relationship, to get out there and circulate in whatever ways that makes it comfortable for you. This is a very good weekend, especially for you to do that. For those of you who have concerns about love, relationship of the past, because I'm being told now to focus in that area. And there could be a few of you out there. I'm not really sure how many of you are seeing me here, because sometimes the window here doesn't tell me exactly how many people are really looking into this or so. But for those of you out there who are concerned about love, relationship of the past, it's about do they still love me? Do they not just say that love me, it's been ended for a while, but are they still care about me? Do they remember me fondly, even though our relationship came to an end? Is it about, could we rekindle what we once had? Is it possible? Again, I get a sense that there's people out there or so that have that question in particular. I've had that for the last few days as I was preparing, for this program, that there were those out there who were just contemplating, thinking, remembering about relationship of the past that didn't work out. And if there is an opportunity somehow for that to somehow in some day, maybe not necessarily right away, but at some point, if we could somehow come together, again. And that is something that at least I feel that it's sentimental, it's lovely, in whatever way for certain people it's lovely. If it's a relationship that that's never going to happen again, it's understandable. The key here, there's two things going on. Number one, first thing to tell you is I'm being told or being pushed to say to you or being advised to say to you is to live in the present. As lovely as it was, or as lovely you think it was, or as disappointing as it was, it could have been, but you can't be living in that way where that was the love of my life. I'll never meet anyone else again like that. I don't know if I'll ever meet someone again as good as that, or it was problematic. Will I meet someone ever again if that person moved on in one way or another and they're in a relationship that you know of and you're not, or you have been able to rekindle something as well? It's not really dwelling in that. And it's not hoping for something to happen again at some point. It's not about being afraid that I'll never have a relationship as good as that again, because that I feel is the primary theme here for somebody or a few people here. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to have that same type of feeling, that tremendous feeling that I felt with that person, that I've never been able to feel with another or others again. And it's not about that. It's about being open and having hope and being open and leaving the past where it needs to be. Whether it'll be just as wonderful or not, whether you'll love as well or not, what you're doing by having that is that you're stagnating your life in that area. And you're not really giving an open chance to really have someone really wonderful. They might be there already. There might be somebody interested in you already. And you're not being open because you're so tight about the past or too afraid to open up because you're afraid it may never be that way again. Or I was hurt so badly before, I may just be hurt again. And I don't want to be disappointed. The pain is simply too much for me. But if you're going to be that way, you're going to have those feelings, those thoughts, you're never going to be fair to others to give them a chance to really express themselves and really show themselves how wonderfully they could be for you and how wonderfully they could love you. And you will know whether this is the right person or not. I said that earlier. And you don't have to be forced into a relationship. You don't have to be forced because, oh, they're so wonderful, so nice, even though I don't feel that kind of love that I really want to feel, or I don't feel the same way as I did in the past for this one as I did for others or another one. You're not being fair to them. You're not being fair to yourself. You are shortchanging yourself. So be aware of that. Now, I am certainly aware that there are those of you out there, whoever may be listening to this now, or when you see the broadcast later on, when you see a rebroadcast of this, if you are going to live in that way where it's like, oh, I'll never love again, that was the love of my life, whether you got divorced, whether you broke up, whether the person unfortunately may have passed away or so, that is understandable. That I can understand, certainly, and many of us can. There is a once in a lifetime love, of course. And unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be, for long term or for the rest of your life. And again, that's understandable. But at the same time, it's about, are you going to just stay in that way? Okay, I had the love of my life and that's it. And not give another a chance. If you're really hoping to find someone else, or you really are really wanting to have a new relationship in your life, someone to love you once again and for you to love them? Or you're going to be clinging that way to that also? That you have to really look into yourself and see. And maybe it's not going to be the way that it was with that other one. But doesn't mean that you have to not experience love ever again. So it's about what you're going to do with it and how that's going to be. So be aware, of that, for yourself. It's about being open. It's about giving that a chance. It's about believing that maybe something incredible and miraculous can happen for you. It's happened for others. It's happened to those who thought that they never loved someone ever again as much as they did, let's say, someone they had in the past, in whatever ways that came to an end. And yet suddenly it came. And they were open, and they just opened themselves up to it. And in a lot of cases, they're very, very happy. And that's what matters. That's what counts. It's about being happy, the happiest you can be, on earth. So never give up. Now let's see. I see as I've been speaking, there's more here. Let's see. Well, Chaley, with your question here, I don't feel that that relationship will ever be the way it was, then. From what I get a sense of here, okay? Just to be aware and being honest with you. So what you have to do here is make some decisions about this person, about this relationship that you had. And as I just said a few moments ago, I've already provided that, how you look at this, your perspective on this type of circumstance, what you need to examine, what you feel, what do you need to do. So I've already addressed the question already, but your specific question, I don't feel that it will be that way, again for you. Sorry to disappoint you with that, but I must provide as I receive, as I sense, as I feel, for you. So be aware. It doesn't mean that this is the end for you. It means that there is more coming for you. As I said before, there's a new beginning heading your way. And just be open to it and get out there and live. Well, Zia, that's very good to know. I know there's been a very busy time, for you. And in a way, you've worked towards this, obviously. So, yes, I know that it's family, but it's also you, too, and what you've needed to do. And you've been pursuing that. And it's been, going in the right direction. Maybe not as fast as you would have liked it to be, as I get a sense here of things, but you have been persistent and you haven't given in, which is a good thing. And you need to be a success of yourself, for yourself. And that's where you're going, in that direction. And that's where you're going to really feel that you're on your own, 100% so. When you finally achieve that level, that area of recognition that you are yourself and that you're being appreciated and recognized as yourself, first and foremost. And that's where that needs to go. So yes, I understand that there are obligations or so, and it's also career-oriented, certainly a profession. But it's because you chose that too. It isn't that it's necessarily your family, pulling you all the whole way. It's you too, making that commitment that you decided to do to be more successful for yourself and more independent eventually on your own. So that is where you have to go with that. That has changed you as a person, has made you more stronger, in a way, even more calmer, too. And more feeling that, yes, I am a success on my own. and I'm going in that direction. And it'll make you feel stronger about yourself, which is already starting to happen. It's just taking a while, more to come that way. You're still, in a sense, a process of your own self. But the more you do that, the more success you start to get. Career-wise, the more at peace you'll feel with yourself. The less angst you'll feel in yourself, as I'm sensing here, speaking to you right now. That's why I can say this to you. And the more that energy starts to turn for a positive for you, you'll feel more at peace with yourself, but also in relations to career or so, the more opens up that way, and the more success you'll attain. That's what's coming your way, here. And I am glad that Violet is being helpful, to you, also, and has been there, with you too. Very good to hear this. Very positive feeling I get, from this. More to come that way too. So this is good. That's nice foundation, there, with more, developing in that way too. That also helped with that aspect of relationship, as well too, by the way, okay, just to let you know. So coming into the theme here, of Valentines, I get a good sense that more on a positive energy wavelength will be, happening there, too. And that's going to be going on for a while, just to let you know. Now, let's see. Let's go on. Okay. Well, don't worry. That's just, that's normal in the circumstances, yeah. So, just keep a close eye. That's all. And this is nothing unusual. Just keep a close eye. You know that child is an unusual one and will gravitate towards the unusual, of course. And because of past history, too, is just to be aware, also. We don't want things from the past and the psyche, even though child is not aware of it, to play into this, okay? And who we are getting attracted to here, if you understand what I am saying, okay? I don't want to be divulging too much because this is not the area to be doing into that, okay? So that's a good thing there, okay? So just keep a close eye on it. You'll know what to do. Chaili, okay, well, Chaili, just be aware that I don't feel that that's, again, okay, so I understand that that's not an X, but it feels to me already that it's like past. And that this isn't exactly that's not going to progress any further. I don't feel like a long range commitment here for you in regard to this particular person, but that's okay because more opportunities are coming your way here. So be aware. So, okay, you got that. Yes, got it, Zia. Okay. And let's see. Yeah, because I got a feeling here too, so just be aware. When child becomes 15, Zia, that's when you're going to have to really keep a close eye on things. Okay, be aware. Because I'm suddenly getting that message, for you. Okay, so she's going to be a bit different than the way she has been in the last several years, even though she's evolving and growing or whatever. But when she hits 15, honey, get ready. You're going to see that, my God, this is the same person, the same, my child, the same child. Oh, yeah, I know, honey. Get ready. She's going to be a lot more of a live wire. She'll seem to be more awake than she's ever been before. That's what I'm getting a sense of. She'll be more present in the world than she's been to in the past. She's been more of a dreamy person in a way, of more like, and I see a change personality wise. She's going to be more like, really here and present and very electric. So just be aware of that. Okay. Okay. I see. Okay. Well, this message is coming through to prepare you for what's to come. So this is a good thing. That's why we do these readings after all. It's about future as well, okay? So get ready. It's interesting as I am scrolling here to the wall And I'm here in the watch section of Facebook Live here. I see pages that I follow just beneath the chat window. And I have you here, Z. I'm looking at you right now in a picture from this from the event that you did earlier, this evening. So you're wearing a blue blouse, which is very nice, reminiscent, of the blue, there, that's what we know Father for. He just loves that color blue. And there you are wearing that blue blouse there. Your hair looks really good too, it's a good color. So I'm seeing this picture of you right below it. So interesting that you're connected here. So, and I'm seeing you as I'm speaking to you. Fascinating. So Spirit is coming together for you, that's for sure. So let's wait to see if there's other people who has other questions to ask. Don't be nervous. Don't be shy if you're looking at me. Please, address your question. Yeah. Well, he loves that color, honey. He loves that color. And that color just happens to look so good on him too. I can see why. With that, when he used to have that dark hair, and hopefully he'll get it dark again. And and that color just looked very good on him. That's why I know that he's very fond of it. That's like his, what would you call that? His trademark. He's known for that. And that's so fun. So so this is fun to see. And so as I said, if there's any of you out there who are shy or looking in and worried about asking a question or typing in a question, please don't. The readings here are spot messages after all. They're meant to be to help, to be of encouragement, to offer truth as Spirit provides, connections for you, to advise where you need to go in this area of things. Look into yourself also, you need a self-examination to help you along the way. I keep getting the sense of people shouldn't be clinging to the past. And I keep getting a sense of that here. So whoever's out there looking at this, whether you're making yourself known or not to me, I see that this is an important message here for some of you out there, is not clinging to the past. As painful, as difficult as that can be, it's about really letting go and opening up, not just in the area of love, relationship, romance, but perhaps in other ways in your life too, maybe your whole life as well. We're in a new energy center here right now. We're in a new state of being. The decade is still young. We're in 2022. We have a lot of new energies coming into this decade. The 2000s have been a tremendous epoch so far here, for us. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but, let's say an interesting century, for this world. There's been a lot of incredible changes, a lot of discomforts, a lot of growing pains, as some people put it. We're elevating and evolving. A lot of things that have been quite unpleasant. A lot of things that are just forcing us to grow and to evolve and change. And that evolutionary process is not always comfortable or pleasant to experience. But we are evolving, we are illuminating our minds, our perspectives. Our consciousness is moving up to another level, a higher level, where we're thinking, feeling, perceiving things in a way that for many of us, we didn't dare to express before, but we're now able to. For the majority, it seems that they've never really known this before, but are starting to become awakened, that famous word now lately, awaken or woke, to this new perception, which is not new, it's always there. It's just that for whatever reasons, we weren't able to understand it, comprehend it, for a lot of us. Others, it's just that, again, they were too afraid to admit it verbally out there, even to themselves internally. Didn't have the right words, the right verbiage to properly express it, perhaps. For the majority, it's like something new that they're finally, the light bulb is finally turned on and they're seeing, now they're starting to see this and they're starting to begin to comprehend, begin to understand in a whole new way. A lot of times it's very uncomfortable. We're not used to that from before, after we didn't have that before for many of us, or for many of you. And it's causing dissonance. It's causing a rift between what we grew up as knowing and what would be a reality or so to what is actually being present and what we're going through, we're starting to understand right now. It's difficult and it's uncomfortable in the psyche, in the perspective, in the mindset, in the mindscape, as I like to say it. For those of you who have seen the program before, you know, I've always used that term greatly in the past. It's about the mindscape. This is new for many of you. So it takes time to be able to understand, to get comfortable, to adjust, you know, so be aware. It's a time of growth and evolutionary change. Oh, how fascinating. I didn't know that. Well, Father is very interesting, isn't he? And let's see, Zia, let's see. Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Well, that's interesting. Well, let's see what happens, you know, there. Well, you know, violet is violet. And the color red is not there. I mean, it's in the spectrum, however. But if he happens to have a look at this and sees this message, you know, that might be a hint, as they call it, you know, to make him aware, you know, of this. So let's see what happens. But violet and red, you know, work on a similar wavelength spectrum there. There's a bit of red and violet after all. It's in that family of color spectrum. So let's see what happens there. A little bit starts to open up more in the indigo, the state of, let's say, of tint. And I think you would be able to understand that being that you are a colorist. You would, I think, understand what I am saying. I don't know if I'm saying it as eloquently as it should be stated, but I have a feeling you will get it. So let's see. So moving along. So far, I'm not getting any further questions here. So I'm going to be calling this, you know, to a close in a few more minutes. Okay, I do believe we've been on for almost an hour, or just about the hour. So let's do our last 5-minute burning desire, you know, questions for those out there who have been perhaps a bit uncomfortable or nervous or don't dare, you know, ask a question. Now is your time. You have about 5 minutes left to bring your burning desire out into the forefront and allow Spirit to provide a message, something, you know, for you, you know, to see. Okay, Azia, I see chocolates in the future. Okay, for you. So there's something with chocolates happening. Must be for Valentines. I'm seeing that for you there. Okay, here. I'm going back to see over who else is on the line. If you're still on, for Chaley. Let's see. Chaley, you need to go out. Hopefully you will go out this weekend. Perhaps with this person, you know, here that you've recently met, because I do believe there's something there, you know, that should be pleasant, you know, for you. Okay, so do, you know, do that and connect. There should be something nice there, kind of like a surprise, you know, for you. So be aware. So that's a good thing. That's what you need to do. Positive, go with it. Just flow with that. Accept the good that comes, you know, at the moment. That helps, you know, with moving things, evolving things in your love life for you here, okay? So we have love life going over here, different directions. And let's see, who else is out there? So like I said, you have a burning desire question, now's the time, because we'll be calling this to a conclusion for Valentine's, you know, for the night. So I do hope that you will ask your burning desire questions. In the meantime, I'm going to type a little something here in the comments section, just to promote myself here. Okay. We can move on that. And let's put that up and running. Oops. So that's number one there. I hope it came through. And just a hashtag, just so people can find me should they need to. And they can see that there, number one. And again, this program is being recorded and can be viewed once again afterward, here on Facebook on the page, The Angelus Transpsychic Express. And I will also be placing it in the my YouTube channel, also titled Metaphysical Communion. So for those of you who haven't had a look, you can look into YouTube and type in Metaphysical Communion and find my YouTube channel there. I have many, many programs that I've done in the past, goodness, almost going to be 2 years, believe it or not, because I started the program in April of 2020 during the pandemic. So incredible to believe that we're almost in a 2-year phase, with this. That's something. So there's about 2 years worth of programs on that channel. So there's a lot there on various subjects and materials there, for you to look at and learn from, okay? And so we have that one there too. Let me also put that in as well, since I'm doing this too. Might as well promote myself also. And while we're waiting for something to happen, let's see. I'm putting this all together for people to see. I have to make sure to spell things correctly. Let's see. I'm suddenly losing my spelling here. Hold on. Shoot. My spelling is off the rafter. Let me see if I find myself here. Okay, there we go. Okay, got it. That's odd. Okay. We're having a bit of a moment, here. Misspelling. Okay. And there we are. So I'm going to promote myself there too. There we go. And there we have it. So I see that there's no questions so far coming in. So for those of you who are out there, I hope that I addressed your questions to your satisfaction. You may not have liked everything that you heard, but it is Spirit providing that guidance and that advice that you need to hear. And hopefully it will strike a chord within you, get you to see things as they are. Recognize the Spirit is with you. Spirit is always with us. They're always seeing our lives. They always see what we do. They always are aware of everything, and they're always supporting us in every way possible. No judgment ever, from Spirit. It is truly unconditional love. And whatever things we do, whatever way we are, they are there supporting us and providing that unconditional love, to you. Never feel that you are alone. They will always be there to guide you and to offer you light and eternal love. And hopefully that will ring a bell for you out there and just, get you to be open. Keep having hope. Never give in. Never give up. Lift from whatever depression, whatever darkness you may feel, whatever fear, whatever confusions you may have. Lift off. Don't allow that to take hold of you. Spirit is always the one. It's reality. It is always present. That will always keep you real and progress and move in your life. Keep going with your life and work towards making it the happiest that it can be. That's what we're all here to do. We're all here to learn. We're all here to do the best. And we're all here in whatever ways to be happy. No matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it may seem, no matter how impossible it may, seem to even hear this or to believe. But we are all here eventually to be happy. That's all that matters. So on that note, I'm going to say good night to everyone. Thank you to those of you out there that joined me in the program this evening and that we were able to provide with Spirit that was helping me out here, your messages and to help you see the light and move ahead in your lives. And I'll be back soon with another program. I have a really interesting one, a good one. I've been planning for months, actually. I've said this a few times already in my last programs, but the next program definitely will be presenting that one for sure, finally. And I just have to put one or a few more things together for it. That will also be a PowerPoint presentation. So I'll be presenting that along the way just to make it more visually appealing and exciting for all of you. It is an interesting topic for sure. And one that I'm starting to see externally, even though I said months ago, the information came through and the interest came through to look into this area of things from the paranormal and from the metaphysical, that there's something there more, something more true. And suddenly, just in the last few days or so, I'm starting to see from other sources in media that they are starting to look into that area, the same area, also of the metaphysical, and they're starting to put out information out there, even in the media. So that means definitely that there's something genuine and real there. I'll leave you with that tantalizing bit of information for you, okay? And when I do post the program, of course, I will, let you know on my page, DeAngelis Colon Transpsychic Express. And I hope you do look into my page. Please like my page, connect more and more. I provide a lot of fascinating information, on this page, as many of you who are, members know and have read into and look into and obviously have gained a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, and you've enjoyed it. Also, so a lot more is coming always. And what I'll be doing, as well. And hopefully when this pandemic finally starts to recede, where it becomes safe to be really out there, amongst the masses, I will be able once again to go out and do one-on-one readings, for everyone out there, once again, whether it's one-on-one in person or in groups or doing psychic fairs, once again, like I used to do, where we could engage one-on-one, which is always so wonderful and so meaningful in that way. And I hope that, that day will come soon or fairly soon. I have a good feeling about this, that it is going to happen. We are going to come back again. We are going to return. All of us will see each other again, as Queen Elizabeth so eloquently stated about 2 years ago on her message during the height of the pandemic. And yes, we will see each other again, and it will be safe the way it used to be. And that's something glorious to look forward to. And I look forward to seeing all of you again in person, and to do this and to do this work once again in person, and travel and get out there one-on-one. I've missed it terribly, even though I've been able to do what I do here luckily through the internet, through social media, thank goodness, such as this program, and have been doing readings through social media, fortunately, one-on-one readings or so in the past, a year or so or more. And that has been lovely. We've had some wonderful experiences and some wonderful connections for many of you out there, which I guess those people and I are eternally grateful for, and thank goodness to technology and the advancements in communications that we're able to do this, and we've been able to get through, by engaging in this way. But it's never the same as being in person, one-on-one with people, and connecting that way and having the wonders and the miracles of spirit work right before us at that very moment, together. Even though we can do it also through technology here, it has happened, but it's always different when you're one-on-one, together. So that's what we hope for, and that's what we're looking forward to, and it will happen. It will be, I assure you. So on that note, everyone, have a wonderful weekend. Love, love, and love on Valentine's weekend, on Valentine's Day. May you get your wishes to come true. May the color red be abundant for you in regards to affection and passion and warmth for all of us, and that we experience miracles in the next few days for this holiday and beyond. So blessings always, Have a beautiful weekend, a beautiful time period until we see each other again. And with that, I will say good night. Love, love, and love.